Okie dokie, let's go into some ranked games with a random character and see what we're gonna get today. And it looks like we're just straight up playing the big old Berserker with a utility pouch. We can start off with a spear again. We've been starting off with a lot of spears. We can also take a frying pan or a dagger. We could take the dagger in hopes of going for a hammer dagger action. But spear we do want to grab. Spear, frying pan, we want to go for as much weapons as possible with our utility pouch. Let's grab the dagger. And do we want to go for spike shield? We could sell our little gemstone for it. Or do we want to inflict a bit of poison, or do we want to try and get some regen for us? Let's try and inflict a bit of poison. Although this is going to be going pretty slow in the utility pouch, so maybe not. But we do have a good chunk of DPS with a spear, frying pan, and a dagger. I did take this out of a utility pouch because it is so slow until we get somewhere to stun, and hell yeah, we got our first victory. And we could also go for hero sword instead of that frying pan, which I think I'm going to be down for. Do we grab more storage? Add in a frying pan? Use up an insane amount of stamina? It's a lot of storage though. It is going to be a lot of storage usage. I think I'm going to take the piggy bank for now. And then roll once. And we could also go for magic torch. The good old magic torch combo. I think that could be a game plan for us. So I'm going to sell you and take it. And I really do want to craft it up. So I might take out our dagger for now. But also move this over slightly so we can get ourselves more damage on our frying pan. Well, let's get going once again. 3 weapons. With a utility pouch, it's going to eat up a lot of stamina, but at the same time, it shouldn't be too bad for us. We should be able to deal big damage, during battle rage, we should be able to lifesteal, keeping us super healthy, and just have enough to be able to win out, potentially. Hell yeah. We almost missed, or we almost lost because of that miss. And we got a hero sword. The only thing is we do need to find ourselves a torch right now. The only question is, what should we go for? Should we go for stones, damage reduction with block? Could be kind of awesome. Enchanted weapons, not great. Double rainbow, not great. Well, maybe double rainbow's okay, but I don't really want to go for it. I kind of want to go for stoned or a gamble. Should we go stoned? I think we go stoned today. That's a hammer. Literally said we wanted to go hammer dagger, but I'm also thinking maybe about going for something else. So I'm going to take you, take the banana. I did want to grab a storage, which we kind of have to, but we're going to need to roll to find some stones. We did manage to get one. The only problem is our storage is looking not great right now. But I do think we're going to have to move on with this sort of situation. We're going to have a good chunk of DPS. We've no block, so stoned is not going to do anything for us, which is a little bit unfortunate. Our opponent is going to be going super speedy with super spaces. And I butchered that word, but they are going to be dealing massive damage. They're going to be inflicting debuffs. They got the rainbow badge, so they're going to get one of every buff. Unfortunately, that's going to be enough to beat us out. And that's CUBERT. FALCON BLADE CUBERT. Could be a lot of fun too. Should we take it though? I'm going to take it. Let's grab our stone, let's roll. And it's looking like we're not going to be able to get our magic torch online. But that is a mana orb. An early mana orb is madness. Also turn whip. We could go chain whip into CUBERT. So there's potentially a lot of builds we could go for. We're kind of stuck in between a lot of them. So we did spend the whole time crafting this up. Do we sell it? Forget the mana orb and go for chain up instead. That's 3 golds, that's 5 golds, maybe actually. Well, I'm going to sell the frying pan and I'm going to sell our mana pot. As mad as it is, we spent all that time crafting up only to pretty much leave it behind. I'm going to flip this to the side, have our stones in, and also have our piggy bank in with this too. But I'm definitely going to take the chain up. I'm going to go ahead and grab ourselves some regen because we can always sell it back for the same price. And I am going to move on with this sort of situation. Now I'm going to be trying to prioritize grabbing ourselves regen instead of empower because it's going to take us easier time to scale up that regen and then eventually get some power, increase the damage we do deal, and also get more block from our stone. It's actually looking kind of awesome for us. Stacking up all this regen, keeping us super healthy, and then we can get our power stacked up. Definitely going to be smashing another super spacious, I can't even say this word, mage. Not bad. Come on, man. Literally, magic torch right here. We got rid of it. The question is, should we go back for it? I mean, I do want to go for FALCON BLADE CUBERT. But isn't that crazy that I literally got rid of it, thinking that we weren't going to be able to get it? And then it comes back to us. I'm going to do something silly. And I'm literally going to go for it again. We need to find ourselves in our cell blueberries. Although we could go axe instead. We also need the storage. So I'm going to sell the piggy bank with the gemstone to go ahead and grab this too. But we got to move on once again. Now this is going to be a little bit more dicey for us because our wooden sword is going to do a lot less damage than our spear. And that's a big old double axe with the shepherd's crook. Yeah, we could be in trouble. When I say could be in trouble, I mean they almost two-shot us. Which is madness. But at least we got our torch online. And we're going to roll like crazy to find ourselves a set of blueberries, which we can craft up that mana pot. I'm going to gladly take the box of riches with this too and then keep rolling. That's an extra stone, which I do want to grab too. And I want to roll again trying to find another pair of gloves, which we did not get, unfortunately. Box of riches we do want to add in. This too. And let's roll once again. So I did keep it this way, just because we can get that little bit of extra damage on the stone. We are speeding up our banana, and this is hammer, hunger blade, daggers. With knife to meet you, they're going to deal massive damage. They're going to have turbo shelly with amulet wiles. So they're just going to out-heal us completely. They have a insane setup later on. Just tons of value that's going to beat us out, no problems. But at least we get our magic torch online in the next round with our gloves, with this too, and we can grab our own helmet if we want to also. I might switch it this way so we can try to get more empowered since we're going to start off with some regen. I think I'm going to be kind of down for that. The real question is, do we want to grab the capitalians? I'm going to grab another box of riches. This is going to be a super greedy play. But it's something I'm going to try and go for. Just grab as much gemstones as possible is exactly what I want, and this is a good old CUBERT with a daggerang and a thornbloom. Also with a steel CUBERT, so we're going to get tons of scaling damage too. But can we keep up with them? Unfortunately, they just stole all our power and we do end up falling short. But we do get our life back. We went down an insane amount of lives, but we're going to get a falcon blade and we have our magic torch. Now the best thing we can go for is this anvil. But we could also go for the shaman and go for a crazy type play. I'm going to take the shaman. I'm going to take the shaman because I'm going to be looking for a bunch of these as well. We can go for elephant rune to stun our opponents. We can grab our helmet and take a bunch of damage reduction with our badge rune. We can also stack up maybe some mana, get some lifesteal with this as well. And I did want to take this because I was thinking about going for the anvil, but I'm going to sell it so we can go ahead and grab our badge rune. We're going for a magic torch, falcon blade into a CUBERT type action. Trying to get as much damage scaled up as possible, but we do need to get ourselves some mana generation. I'm hoping that our shaman mask can give us our mana so we can stack up with our magic torch. We can stun our opponents, activating our dagger, making use of all this in power. And then during battle rage, we take an insane amount less damage, allowing us to beat out our opponents. The shaman mask is looking kind of awesome. Let's go ahead and take more gemstones. Let's roll. More storage, please. More gemstones. Dragon egg? Divine pot. I mean, since it is on sale, might as well grab it now, and then roll again. And practical large greatsword? Maybe. This big blue gemstone might be better for us. I'm going to sell our little red ruby, try and get some extra mana, and then I think we rock on once again. We'll see how we face a hammer, blue sage's collar. They're going to have that increased stun chance. They're going to try to get as much luck as possible. They're going to try to get a huge amount of mana to get big mana bombs. But can we keep up with them? Because again, during battle rage, these daggers are going to do no damage. Not bad. Now again, we could get double rainbow. We could also go for powered moon to get a huge max life increase. We could also go by the holy light, looking for holy items, which honestly I kind of want to go for. As mad as that sounds, I think I'm going to take it. And it's a big old fancy rapier. Insane amounts of heal reduction, armor, we can get that bit of block, and also just an insane amounts of heal reduction. Let's just take our set of blueberries and let's roll. Pair of boots, wing boots. Maybe go for wing boots. Wing boots could be kind of awesome. Let's keep rolling though. Heart container. We can stack up regen, get in power, increase our healing. If we had more stones, we could go for stone golem. But we got to take this bit of storage so we can add in our set of blueberries also. I think so, and we're going to move on once again. The wing boots is going to be nice because it will cleanse debuffs. It will also make us dodge a few attacks. If we come across big burst builds that only use one weapon, kind of like this big old bloodthorn, we can dodge an insane amount of attacks. But also take less chippy damage from our badge rune too. We can deal massive damage, we got tons of power, and smashers. Definitely smashers. But we got our wing boots. Let's grab a heart container, let's go ahead and grab you too. Little tiny blue gemstone, and let's roll once more. Another elven rune so we can stun like crazy. We can craft up a stone helmet so we don't actually get stunned too often either. We should have also placed this over here actually. That would be insanely more clever because then we get scaling damage on our dagger. But let's also apply the stun too. Let's also grab you as well. And I'm going to take this in the next round. Or do we sell our box riches? Because we won't be able to afford to add it in either. So I'm going to sell it just to take it. Sell this little topaz so we can roll once. That is a practically large great sword, which I'm not going to be taking. Also move this over so we can speed that up too. And it's just going to help us stack up a regen so we can get more in power. Since we're going to have a Falcon Blade tagging in Cuberts, we're going to be running through our regen really fast. I think it's going to be awesome. Because the more in power we get, the more damage we're going to be dealing, and that's going to be insane for us. There's tons and tons of skilling damage. He's everything we ever dreamed of. And more. And amazing. Now we could go super speedy, we could also decrease our opponent's healing. That could also be fantastic instead of going for stuns. I think I actually want to go for that. Let's roll though. Prismatic Orb is kind of what I wanted. Let's sell probably a little gemstone to go ahead and take it. Because this is going to give us mana from the get-go, it's going to give us increased healing. And I want to be looking for Tiger Runes really, really badly. Let's increase your healing just a little bit. We don't really have too much heals. But I'm going to sell this little blue gemstone to roll once more. We definitely need a Destroyage with another dagger. Let's move on. I do want to go for some Vampiric Daggers though. Adding some Vampiric Daggers will be phenomenal. We could also just get a ton of max life with our Elfin Runes, but I do like having a chance to stun to trigger daggers multiple times to deal massive damage. With all this in power. It makes a lot of sense to me. I think it's going to be awesome. And it's kind of looking insane. Our opponent does have lots of max life, but the sheer amount of power we do get is kind of insane. And we're slowly getting there. Then we could go for second Divine Pot. But I'm not going to buy a full price one. Let's grab a bit of storage. Let's make sure we craft this up. Let's grab our dagger. And let's roll again. Second Prismatic Orb? Hell yeah. Let's grab this tiny bit of storage too though. And we might want to move our banana away and add in our dagger up top so we can maybe stun that too. Or get this to be stunned so we can get our regen stacked up. Maybe we want to get rid of our stone skill pot and keep rolling. But I do want to keep our options open for a stone helmet. We're not really making too much use of stones. It does give us a little bit of block with our stones, but not too much. We are facing a spiked wall which will eat up all our stamina, especially with our daggers, and it got tons and tons of spikes. And this opponent deck could be this down because this katana is going to move a lot of our buffs. We have no stamina. Shielded is terrible for us. Literally terrible for us. And it's not looking close whatsoever. Although, for secondary tower we're going to win. Shielded is going to be how we lose every single time. Let's take our badge rune. Well, let's take this too. Let's sell this little green gemstone, roll again. And do we try to go for stone golem? I mean, it makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? Now, do we want our badge rune in our backpack so it actually makes us use up a lot less stamina? I think I really do, because if you come across shielded again, we're going to be kind of screwed. But I am going to venture on once again. We should be able to have enough mana from here. We are facing a pretty scary build. It's going to be a lot of debuffs on us. With our wing boots, we should be able to cleanse a little bit of it and dodge a few attacks. But we'll see. We do under battle rage, we should be able to lifesteal just a little bit, but our opponent does have a lot of heal reduction on us. And we do attack it through a lot of block. And we literally just squeezed by once again. However, that's our helmet. That's a set of blue rays. That's a little tiny bit of storage, and we're going to roll again. And that's a lot of storage that I do want to grab too. Because the stone helmet's going to go a long way. It's also going to give us that increased damage with our stone too. But I'm going to keep rolling. Another dagger. Well, I do want to grab all the daggers we can possibly get. We see no bloody amulets, which is not ideal either. We are facing a big old double axe. They're going to be ignoring our block. That's going to be okay. We don't really stack up too much block. They also got an insane amount of heal reduction on us, which is a bit of a problem. And are we going to be able to beat them back? We've got lots of power, and holy moly, they do get invulnerability at the last second. This could be scary. Never mind. It's not scary at all. Now maybe we should take our points to run, but I do think we can actually make this a lot crazier. We do have a 43 DPS, it definitely could be a lot higher, but our opponent did get that invulnerability. And tons of damage reduction. Now in terms of heals, we only had 10 healing per second, which is really, really bad. We do get 100 max life, and in terms of block, 149 block. I'm still going to continue on. I think we can actually make this a lot better. Now the thing is, we could take this Golden Crown. It would give us invulnerability from the get-go, use up all our mana. But I don't necessarily really want it. I'll take it for now, but I'm going to roll. Fanny Pack. I do want to take it. I want to speed up our Hero Sword. Our Falcon Blade just a little bit more. Let's keep going though. That's a Mana Orb. We're going to sell this and we're going to take it. Big mana buff bombs is exactly what I want to go for. And we could actually go for Stone Golem right now. Should we? I mean, I actually think we are. We're going to have a mana orb down in this spot. It's not going to be the most ideal, but it does give us a little bit more mana. We should be able to get increased healing efficiency. And I guess we are going for Stone Golem. The only thing is, we're going to need to start off with a bunch of regen. We're not going to be stacking up as much regen as I would like to. But maybe it's not a good shout. But we'll see. Yeah, we're definitely not going to be able to get enough regen. Maybe we should keep it as it is then. These leather stones deal massive damage, because right now it's actually looking kind of smashing. So, unironically, I'm not going to go for Stone Golem. And that's our first vampiric dagger. It only took 700 years, but we're going to take it. Let's take another fanny pack. Do we try to grab this? We sell one little red ruby for it? Let's take it. Empty darkness. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. We definitely need to keep a regen. And I'm going to sell a stone to keep rolling. Another set of blueberries. Could be kind of nice. Also, Jin's lamp to try and lamp our weapon could be phenomenal as well. But I'm not sure if I do necessarily actually really want that. What I do want to find is a bunch of Tiger Runes. Whenever I try to go for Tiger Runes and buff stacking, I can never see a single one. We are facing Hammer, Fortuna's Kiss. They're going to be stunned us by quite a bit. We do resist quite a bit of stuns. And we do attack through that block potentially. But they do stun us a little bit. We haven't got our power stack. They've multi-stunned us. That's literally insanely bad for us. We didn't get a chance to act, and holy moly, they literally destroyed us. But at least we got a vampiric dagger. Let's take our 7 blueberries. I'm going to take out our box of riches, and I'm going to roll. That's another dagger. And we're going to sell our box of riches, and we're going to take one final prismatic orb. Also, we should have this over in this spot. What the hell am I thinking not placing this over, speeding up our prismatic orbs? It really should sit in this spot. And then we can move this whole situation over and have this in here and speed that up also. Then also have our blueberries in so we can get a bunch of mana off the rip as well, but this should give us all our vampirism. Then we can also place this slightly and increase your healing efficiency, more mana. This can also fit in too. And this is it. This is going to be final builds. A CUBERT FALCON BLADE magic torch into multiple prismatic orbs by the Holy Light. Trying to get a big mana with bomb, and if we got Tiger Runes, we could have literally duplicated all the power we do get from our CUBERTs, all the buffs we do get from them, but never really got that. Well, let's see if this is going to be good enough. Are we going to be able to win out? Are we going to fall short? We'll see, because we are facing opponents with invincibility. Prismatic ones are going to be trying to get as much buffs as possible. They're going to be going turbo speed with the Dark Frenzy. They're going to be trying to get Lamping on their Holy Spear. And they're also going to be stacking up some max life with that Badger. We got tons of buffs. We're going to get a big mana of bomb. We should be able to get even more buffs. That should be fantastic. The only problem is, our opponent does have that invincibility. We've got 20 power, 13 vampirism, and a whole lot of smashers. With a heart container going online as well, we get max life as well as increased healing efficiency, and then we just deal massive damage. And with that, we do actually end up winning out. Now, in terms of DPS, our DPS is going to be pretty low because of the invincibility. 73. Never mind, even with the invincibility and the damage reduction, we still dealt crazy damage. Being our Falcon Blade, Magic Torch, Stones, all putting in some decent work for us. In terms of heals, we still had a 47 healing per second, being our Vampirism, then our Utility Pouch, all putting in some work for us. We overhealed just a little bit with 100 max life. In terms of block, we only got about 166 block, being Stones, not doing a whole lot for us, Stone Helmet, but overall, not a bad builds, 1 life left. How much rank points did we manage to get in Masters? +6, ranking us up to 16. But anyways, I'm going to leave you here for now. Just want to say thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, or even subscribing. And I hope it's going to go for the next one. I'll see you next time. Okay, look, we're back in some round 18 fights, and we're going to see how we can deal with some other builds. We are facing a Light Gubert's Holy Spear Lightsaber with a Burning Blade. They're trying to inflict a lot of bind on us, but with our 10 little bit of luck and our Wing Boots, we should be able to get our accuracy back. We should be able to stack up enough buffs that we can be able to win out, no problems whatsoever, smashing. And can we deal with a Hammer, Vampiric Dagger type setup? I'm jealous that they've got so much Vampiric Daggers. Like an insane amount more than we got. We also got the helmets, but can we keep up with them? Maybe. Because we do resist some stuns, those shouldn't be too bad for us. And just like that, not bad. Now can we deal with a Brass Knuckle Berserker with, again, more Vampiric Daggers? Spike Staff, not looking too bad as well. who can stack up that in power. But can they really beat out Magic Torch, Falcon Blade, Cuberts in scaling damage and tons of power stacking? Hell no, they definitely cannot.